Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you to the TEG Vaccine Space Freedom of Speech Independence Day special. And first of all, wishing everyone a very happy Independence Day. It is wonderful to have all of you with us this evening. Our theme today is Voices that Inspire Ideas that Transform Humans Who Create Change. Today is about bringing together different voices, experiences, and perspectives and creating a space where we can listen, learn, question, and reflect. I'll give you a brief about the TEG Medicine Space. Before we begin, let me briefly introduce TEG Medicine Space, the Growth Exchange. TEG Medicine Space is a collaborative space created to bring together visionaries, educators, entrepreneurs, coaches, and professionals to exchange ideas, share experiences, and create meaningful conversations. The thought behind SynSpace is very simple: connect, collaborate, and create. It is about creating a space where different people and perspectives can come together, learn from one another, and create meaningful impact. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge the people who have been instrumental in bringing this space together. Our co-founders, Milind Kher sir and Sonal Judge ma'am. Sir and ma'am, thank you for your vision, guidance, and encouragement, and for creating a space where meaningful conversations like today can happen. We are truly grateful to you. Today is a very special day for all of us as we celebrate India's Independence Day. When we think about independence, we think about freedom, but freedom is also about having the courage to think, speak, question, learn, and create. Every meaningful change begins with an idea, and every idea needs a voice. That is why today's theme is freedom of speech. We want to create a space where different voices can be heard, different experiences can be shared, and different ideas can inspire us. And ultimately, we want to explore one important question: how can each one of us become a change maker? Now, I'll introduce you, give a brief introduction of all four speakers. We are truly privileged to have four distinguished speakers joining us today. Girijaa Deshpande ma'am, leadership consultant coach. Girijaa ma'am works with leaders and teams to create meaningful transformation through clarity, values, and purpose. Her topic today is values-driven transformation, empowering teams through clarity and purpose. Flight Lieutenant Sonali Shirpurkar, retired, leadership coach, facilitator, keynote speaker. With her experience as an aviator and leadership professional, Sonali brings a powerful perspective on resilience, adversity, and leadership. Her topic is Navigating Turbulence, Turning Adversity into Your Sharpest Leadership Age. Then we have our beloved Dr. Pramod Kumar Rajput sir, educator, mentor, and leader. Dr. Rajput sir brings deep experiences across academics, management, and entrepreneurship, with a strong focus on building capabilities and modernizing learning ecosystem. His topic is academia, industry integration, and modernizing learning ecosystem. Then we have Coach Shweta Bajaj, leadership and transformation coach. Coach Shweta works with individuals and organizations to unlock potential, build confidence, and create purposeful, impact-driven features. Her conversation today will focus on purpose-driven entrepreneurship, turning job seekers into job creators, and empowering MSMEs and emerging founders over the next 25 years growth horizon. Now I'll explain the format. We will hear from each of our speakers for approximately 15 minutes. After all the speakers, we have around 10 minutes for participant interaction and Q&A. So I encourage everyone to listen carefully, note down anything that resonates with you, and at the end, please free to ask your questions or share your thoughts. With that, let us begin our evening for conversation insights. So we first have Sonali Shirpurkar. We're delighted to have you with us. Flight Lieutenant Sonali Shirpurkar, retired, a leadership coach, facilitator, and keynote speaker. Sonali ma'am brings potential perspective on leadership, resilience, and navigating adversity. Her topic is Navigating Turbulence, Turning Adversity into Your Sharpest Leadership Age. Sonali ma'am, we look forward for hearing your perspective. Over to you, ma'am.
And we've also been joined by Girijaa Deshpande.
So first, let's Girijaa ma'am go. So I'll ask Girijaa ma'am to take the stage. Good evening, Girijaa ma'am. Is Girijaa ma'am?
Her video is on, but her...
August Godring.
Hello. Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. sources you have.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to be among August celebrated insightful minds. And the topics that were chosen today are very close to our heart. At the center of our being is togetherness. We are social beings. We cannot live in exclusivity. We may live in our thoughts, we may live with our feelings. When we are putting our thoughts to pen, probably some of us may believe in solitude, but we derive inspiration, draw our feelings, our experiences from social contacts, right? So it is the innate nature of human being to be in a team. When man was in Stone Age, at that point of time, what happened? Probably he was alone, living in caves, and even afraid of one another because they couldn't talk to each other. And they were hunting alone, living alone, ferrying for berries, ferrying for fruits, going around through water, navigating all dangers of animals and everything by themselves. And they realized that the forces of nature were so powerful that when they got together, they became stronger. So probably with some hoots and some noises, they connected with each other. Then through some pelting of stones, they connected with each other. They made signs and signals to show each other that we are friends. And then we connected. They connected. And probably we were also from that. From there, we have come here. So it says that genetically, many of us have got born with those things in our mind. It is embedded in our subconsciousness. The belief that together we are strong, we feel supported, we feel happy. That is already embedded in our psyche. Why are people put in solitary confinement for punishment? And why does solitude kill people? Why does solitude make people go mad? Why do people confess? The people who are the hardest of criminals, why do they begin to confess when they are in solitude? Because they are not able to forgive themselves easily when you are in solitude. So, being together not only strengthens us physically and helps us know people, it also helps us to psychologically come over certain trauma, certain faiths which have been somewhat dehumanizing us or drawing us back. As human beings, we have evolved and we have got certain belief systems which are very good to us and certain belief systems which may not be so good to us. And consciously or unconsciously, because we are born with those values and belief systems, what happens is we grow with them, we begin to act upon them. We behave because those values are driving our behavior. Without our knowledge, people behave in certain ways. Like certain people are very polite. However much you train them, you be assertive. You do like this. They begin to struggle. How do I say that, madam? When somebody is saying, do this job, I'm really in trouble. I don't know how to say no. And then that person goes to bed at 8 o'clock and you are slogging all night because you've just accepted that job. And are you happy from within? No. So as a team, some of the people, they take more work than is their due. And some of the people load them because of that victim mindset. So that those who play the victim become the oppressor and those who look like ordinary people become the victim. Right? So these are all experiences that we see in life. So the not so good person who is throwing work at other people, passing on work to other people, probably does not even realize that he is doing something unfair. Not all of them are doing it consciously. because those are inherently born traits. So we have to consciously, when we are in a team, we begin to see the good in other people. We begin to emulate those things. And we begin to see what doesn't work those other people have. And then we begin to consciously analyze, do I also have that trait? This person talks rudely. This person leaves the desk always dirty. This person is never timely. Whenever you point one finger at others, 3 are pointing towards you, right? 3 are pointing towards you and 1 probably towards the society. There could be others also doing it. Look around. He is not the only person. You become aware of so many things when you do this. So at that point of time, you begin to consciously analyze yourself. Whether you don't do it one day, you may not do it the second day, but later on you realize. So when we talk about teamwork, collaboration, behaving from values, it's very important to realize that these values are the fundamentals or the roots of our being. And they're just there, and it's so difficult to unearth them and throw them. So it requires a lot of purging, a lot of self-analysis, discussion, reading good books, being in the company of good people. All these things only bring us out of that. So I would just like to share a small PPT. Do I have the permission? Do I? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'll just share here. Can you see it? Is it clear? Yeah. Okay.
It says you started screen share. Yeah, now it's come.
It's come, right? Okay. Yeah, it takes a little time to open up. Yes. So we are talking about value-driven transformation. All of us transform. But do we become better people when do we imbibe the right values? And how do we empower our team? Sometimes we can pull down our teams with our energy, with our anger, with our laziness, with our sloth, so many negative qualities. So how do we empower our teams through clarity and purpose? How each individual can become a leader. Not that one leader on top is empowering everybody in the team. Each individual has the responsibility to become that leader on his own, to take ownership and responsibility. Like the birds that fly in unison, they fly in a formation, and the birds that fly in the front, they give so much of thrust and energy that the birds at the end, they don't have to put in so much energy to flap their wings. So they slowly keep on changing positions so that those birds in the front, they put in a lot of energy. Those birds behind has to put less energy. But still all of them go together at the same speed. And then there are those who, if one of them falls ill, then 2 of them stay behind, see that they are nursed, and then they go back. So even when nature has given us such nurturing qualities, it's so easy for us to imbibe that. So let's begin with the end in mind. The end of today's discussion is the purpose of today's discussion. The destination that we want to reach is how do we transform ourselves and then transform the team. If we don't correct ourselves, we cannot do anything to the team, because we ourselves are the strength and the power. So what is a team? Anyone like to share? What is a team? What's a team? A team is a group of people in an organization.
Group of people working for a common objective.
Exactly.
Excellent. So it could be within a family. So the husband and wife are a team. Father and children are a team. So whenever you share certain value with the family, when we were very small, our father gathered us one day on the terrace and he said, "You have 5 daughters, and I myself had the opportunity to only study up to 10th standard. I saw to it that my younger brother studied up to chartered accountancy. At those days, there were only 3 chartered accountants in India, entire India. So he said, I could do that. But now I am armed with enough financial resources. That's not a big problem for me. I've done business. But most important, all of you daughters have to promise that you will study well, because education is the only thing that is going to transform your life. That will only empower you. So that we were a team. So after that, Papa never had to ask us. Probably sometimes he said it, and then after that, he didn't even realize which one is in which standard. He just signed a progress report and said, you're doing well. You can do better in the subject, it looks like. That's it. So a team is anyone you work with to achieve a common goal is a team. So it need not be somebody appointed by the organization. Many people believe that if you are in an organization, you want to improve the results and decline the cost, right? So the cost has to go up. Teams have to work harder, then the cost will go up, then that will improve the results and decline the cost. So that is how you see that the organization, the pyramid structure is formed. So the same thing applies to family too. When we work together, we put in our best efforts and probably we can run the family at less cost and get more productivity. It is the same in any group. So why is this? We have heard all of us, together everyone achieves more. Nothing much to say here. Why do we want teamwork? All this also is very clear to you. There is less stress because as long as your teams are good and cooperative. Otherwise, you are worried all the time about, will this person complete work on time? Will that person do it? What will this person say in the meeting? No. But if you have a good team, then you have less stress. Responsibility is really shared. Ideas are also shared. People don't hold back ideas. Sometimes in certain teams, I found out something, but I don't want to share it to somebody. Let him also learn it by hard work. Why should I tell him easily? After 5 years, I learned it. Let him also slog and then learn. Then you are making him again go through the whole grind, reinventing the wheel, which is actually damaging your team. More creative ideas will happen. Less fear of failure will be there because we are there to support each other. Sense of accomplishment will be more. Reward and recognition will be more. So this will result in increased productivity, increased employee morale, because even as a family, you feel happy. So whichever group it is, the team, the morale is better, the cost will be less, quality of work will be better, decreased loss and increased profit. This is clear. Now, how to be a team leader? Now, I'm not saying the team leader is the one who on top. Everybody has to imagine that I am the business owner of this. If I am the owner of this particular unit, what is the responsibility with which I will fulfill this? Then you will build this: character, confidence, communication. 3 things you need to build: character, confidence, communication. 3 important things. Then you achieve these 3 things: impact, influence, and you'll be able to inspire, ability to inspire. Character, confidence, and communication, impact, influence, and inspire. If you are able to do it, sometimes you may get the inspiration from a person who is watching your building, right? You go there and he's acknowledging you with so much of humility. And then sometimes he tells something, certain things that awaken your conscience. Then you realize this person can inspire me. So it's not the position, it's not the chair. I can give examples, but we don't want to spend time over there. So what is personality? When we say that we have to develop that personality, character, confidence, communication, all that, what does it come from? The iceberg, there is only one top. People see only the personality, who you are, how you talk, how you behave, how you conduct yourself. Probably they see, probably he believes in this, that's why he's doing this, but they don't know. But these are the things that are driving, which is under the ocean, under your here. Beliefs from the bottom, values, then thoughts, attitude, communication, behavior, habits, character. So belief shows in the values that you take up, accept, and values drive the way you think, and the way you think influences your feelings. If you think positive, you are feeling positive. If you think negative, then you think negative and you feel unhappy, depressed. So feelings are influenced by thoughts. Then because of those regular feelings, that becomes an attitude. If you always feel that I should be accountable, then you become a trustworthy person. So that is your attitude. The belief system which operates your way of thinking, attitude. Then that is communicated to through your words, through your action, behavior. And then when you constantly do them, you regularly are on time. You'll never do something late. You will be on time somewhere. Then that becomes a habit. So when you habitually do it for years and years and years, that becomes your character. People know you. You are this. You are dependable. You are reliable. You will never do this. Whatever happens, you will be there. That becomes your character. So when you build all this, that is when you will have that personality to be a trustworthy member in your team. How do you build all this? Values and beliefs. These are built by the guiding philosophy. What is the guiding philosophy? Like my guiding philosophy as a child is education is the greatest value for a woman so that she can become empowered. That was a guiding philosophy. Now, what was education? What is the meaning of education? Education is also about building, behavior. Education is also about understanding theory from practice, understanding what is reality, understanding people, all those things. Wisdom. That also concludes. So this was my guiding philosophy. My mother used to say, it's not enough if you study books. You should also study people. You must observe. So that was also an education. Then feelings and thoughts, emotional intelligence. That develops right feeling, right thoughts, and then the right feelings capture. Right? Something happens, one same incident happens. A husband and wife go for a movie. Wife says, wow, what a beautiful car. And the husband thinks, my wife loves this. Must buy this in 5 years. So let that be my goal. Let me save up some money all the time. And let me think how I can invest my money so that it multiplies. Another husband thinks, I went with her 1 year before to choose a car. At that time also, she had chosen a similar car and I said, I cannot afford. She's still holding it in her mind. Look at her. She's so vengeful. She's all the time showing me what I could not achieve. He becomes so depressed. Half the movie he says, I got headache, and he goes home. So same thing, but somebody is thinking positive and somebody is thinking negative. So that is your emotional intelligence, your thoughts and feelings. Who will talk for your good? Who's going to talk in order to pull you down? You must understand. Grooming and self-care, so important. It is not vanity. It is not pride to groom yourself well, to dress up yourself well. It's important to do that. So groom yourself well. That becomes self-care. It is very important. It is not about wearing fashionable clothes, branded clothes, carrying branded handbag. No. It is about tidiness, neatness, presentability, hygiene. When people are around you, they feel comfortable. The way you eat your food, the way you keep your plate, the way you are there at the dining table, the way you leave your napkins around, every small thing is about self-care. Then interpersonal communication. That is habits and behavior are reflected in your interpersonal communication. How do you communicate with people? Right? If your habit is when you see a person smirk, when you see a person in the office, you don't wish. There are some people who will always wish you, good morning, how are you? And there are some people who, even when you say good morning, they'll say, And there are some people who will just look at you like this. What good morning? They must be thinking in their heart, every day is the same. They don't respond even. You must have seen all these kind of characters, right? So that is interpersonal communication, your behavior that shows. And social accommodation comes from habits and character. What is how you accommodate yourself to other people? How do you adjust yourself, adapt yourself according to circumstances? That is determined by your habit. If you are in an office where people believe a lot in timeliness and you go late, I'll come late, but I'll complete my work. I'll stay late. No, that doesn't suit that office culture. I'm sitting at my table. In your table, the phone is ringing. You are coming only at 11 o'clock. I'm answering your phone. I'm being distracted from my work. You may come sit up late, but that's not my character. That's not the character this organization is built. So accommodation, adjust yourself don't all the time try to twist people around your little finger. Instead, understand what works for the society as a whole, for the entire unit as a whole, and work. And all these are reflected: your guiding philosophy, your emotional intelligence, your grooming and self-care, interpersonal communication, social accommodation. Everything is seen by people. And that is how your personality is formed. So this is the personality person. Self-care. As I said, take care of yourself. Take care of your height, weight. What are the things that are under your control? Height is genetic. How can I control it? No. But choice of right clothes. How do you want to look? Are you aware of it? It's good to learn about it. Why should I learn about all these things? My knowledge. I have so much knowledge. I am a professor. I'm teaching mathematics. How I look, maybe such pot belly. It doesn't matter. It matters because you will walk slowly. You will not evoke energy in the class. After 5 steps, you'll be panting for breath. So you will be able to emote with more energy, strength, command respect from the last roach child. So self-care is important for everybody. Emotional intelligence, understanding people, understanding situations, so important. What is the guiding philosophy? Be very clear about it. What is the value for your team, for your people? Tell them. Don't just hold it in your heart. Tell your team. Inspire them. That's how it is. Then leadership is born. So first it starts with then ambition, intrapersonal social accommodation, self-care, social intelligence, and then it leads to leadership. It starts with ambition. What do you desire? Ambition is not something negative. I am not ambitious. I'm very satisfied with what I have. Satisfaction is not equal to lack of ambition. Satisfaction is not equal to lack of drive. Satisfaction is being comfortable with what you have and at the same time aspiring to be a better human being for yourself and for the society at large, how to be productive, how to make the maximum out of the opportunities you have, out of the resources that you have. That is ambition. So foster that, nurture that, provide whatever is required to enable that ambition to grow, become a huge flame so that it engulfs you. It keeps you awake at night so that you write a book, you enthuse your teams, you achieve more productivity, you are into innovation. So many new things happen because of ambition. Intrapersonal communication, the communication that you have within yourself, that gives to social accommodation. If you have good communication within yourself, that's what the man who went to the theater, who had an intrapersonal communication within himself, she is talking like this because of this, that intrapersonal, not interpersonal. In his own mind, he's thinking. So his social accommodation with his wife is not so good, not balanced. So he's unhappy. Whereas the person whose intrapersonal communication is positive, social accommodation is good. So all these things lead to better leadership and personality. Now, before we just go into this, because the time may be limited, I would just like to tell you, people who drove the world through their philosophy, guiding philosophy. You can just see Raja Ram Mohan Roy. At a time when the world was struggling with values, what is right, what is wrong, or half the world was in slumber. Okay, this is how it is. Sati should be there and women are immolated. Okay, when the husband dies, what's wrong? Why should she live? But he said, no, I am not able to listen to those pangs of those people, those cries of those people. It should not happen. So he stood against it. Thousands of people mocked him, ridiculed him, people ostracized him, his family kept him out. But he said, nothing doing, I'm going to fight for it. And so his belief system made him transform himself and transform the world. Nelson Mandela, for 27 years he was in prison. He was in anger in the beginning, seething with anger. Then he learned to control his anger, discipline his anger, learned to forgive, forget. He became a person who transformed the whole country. Because of that, because it became his character. You cultivate those habits. Everybody is not born with it. Sometimes we are born with anger. So he cultivated that emotional intelligence. What works in this world? At certain times, you have to be pliable. You have to be kind. You have to be compassionate. At the same time, there are people whose belief system drove them into negative energy. Hitler believed that people of that particular race, German race, are superior to everybody in the world. So what did he do? His belief system drove to the Second World War. Lakhs of people died all over the world. And then there was anarchy. People died in gas chambers. So much of cruelty. So your belief system, if it drives you, it can drive you so strong. It can make you a strong personality. So be aware of what is your belief system, because that is your foundation. So you don't have to look at any big funda to have a good team. What you need to understand is, do these people have the good, right belief system? That's all we need to have. I'll just close it, sir. Just 2 minutes, Milind sir. So now we need to analyze this. All of us have these 4 things. I have arena, which is known to myself. About me, I know, and you also know what is my qualification, what is my height, how do I look, how do I talk, all this, you know, I know. So it is known to me, known to yourself. Then there are blind spots or bull in the china shop. That is, I don't know what's wrong. You know about me. She's like this, but nobody tells me directly. So these are my blind spots. Like a driver who's driving so close, he's not aware. Facade or mask. I put up certain things. I don't tell everything in my life to people. So I put up a facade or mask. Certain things only I know and others don't know. I'm afraid that if I tell this, people may perceive this to be a weakness or they may exploit me. You have to be a little careful about opening that mask to whom and when. Unknown, or here there be dragons. It could be dragons or it could be some angels. Unknown area, because you have not explored new ways of living, new activities, new groups, you are all the time with the same friends, all the time reading the same kind of books, doing the same kind of activities. You never know what are your fears, you never know what are your strengths. When you go to some new group, they say, wow, you do this, we never knew you can do this. Then only you also become aware of it. Sometimes when somebody is doing it, you realize, oh God, I can't do it. But you never earlier thought that you will have that fear, but you begin to realize. So the more we have this arena which is known to others and known to self, and the less we can reduce, we become an open person. And that is when our teams will connect with us. We will have empower others, transform others. First transform ourselves, and then we'll transform others also. So I hope I was probably longer than I took. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions, any comments? I would like to know from you.
I think we are earmarking the last of the entire session for the question answers. You know, isn't that how it is, Jyoti?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, the last 10 minutes we'll have for questions, ma'am, question and answers. So we have
Not now.
asked participants to make a note of the questions so that there will be a flow and they'll ask the questions.
Okay, sure. I'll wait. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Girijaa ma'am, for sharing your valuable thoughts with us. Your perspectives on values, clarity, and purpose has given us a lot to reflect on. Thank you once again for being with us and sharing your insights. And now let us move to our second speaker. So our second speaker is Flight Lieutenant Sonali Shirpurkar, retired. Okay, so over to you, Sonali.
मिट्टी की महक सांसों में बसाई है, आसमान में हम तिरंगे की परछाई है, आसमान में हम तिरंगे की परछाई है, दुश्मन की हर चाल को राख में मिला देंगे, इस वर्दी का मान हम सदैव रखेंगे, इस वर्दी का मान हम सदैव रखेंगे. Wishing you all a very happy Independence Day, स्वतंत्रता दिवस की शुभकामनाएं. And with this, I straight away dive into the topic. So today's topic is navigating turbulence. Now, I have some questions for the audience. I'm assuming that you people have traveled in an aeroplane. You have flown. So can you please type in the chat box, yes, if you have traveled in an aeroplane, and no, if you haven't. So for some time, you're going to use the chat box. Okay, let me start the timer as well. Yes, okay. Yes, Jyoti says yes. Others, can I have a yes or no? Or you can just type a Y also, it's fine. Yes, okay, I got a thumbs up from Manish that he has traveled. Okay, so I'm just assuming that you people have traveled. Most of you have flown. It's safe and it saves time. So, okay, exactly. That is the point I'm coming to now. How many of you have experienced a turbulence in an aeroplane? Maybe frequent flyers. How many of you have experienced? You have, Manish? Okay. Anyone else?
Yes,
Yes, you have. Very few times. You have seen
Yes, I have.
you have. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Girijaa ma'am says yes. And who else?
Yes, yes, I have also faced.
You have also seen.
Even I too.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Great. Great.
many times. In fact, many times.
Okay. Many times. So sometimes you must have observed the turbulence is either, when the intensity increases, what are the thoughts that come to your mind? If it's a kind of, bad turbulence, or it's sometimes the pilot says that it's
Bhagwan,
going to, sorry?
Bhagwan bacha lo, Bhagwan bacha lo.
Yeah, busy.
Yeah,
What
Bina
can we
land
do better
safely.
than pray,
Sorry? One at
We-
a time. I'm loving it how you are like unmuting and speaking, but one at a time so it doesn't overlap.
Yeah, so I think I devote myself entirely to praying during such a turbulence. Yeah.
Okay. Someone said Bhagwan Bachaye. Manish, what do you have to say? You have to unmute.
I said uncertainty. That yes, what is
Uncertain.
going to happen next?
Okay,
You
you
know,
don't
but
know
it's
what
a
is going
tense
to
feeling that
happen.
what is happening, what is going to happen. Yeah. And then
Okay,
these days we are listening to so many things, so that becomes a more problematic.
absolutely.
There is a fear whether I will land safely or not.
Absolutely. Very well said, Preeti.
Mm.
The first thought is
Mm.
like that what is going to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So the
if
first
I can
time,
say,
Yes. I think Girijaaji has
yeah, I would
raised her hand.
immediately think, if only I can say once, I love you to my family.
Okay,
Wow.
great. So now what I'm trying to
okay,
say, thank you everyone for the response. What I'm trying to bring out here is when we face adversity, what is the first thought comes to our mind? Isn't it negative?
Yes.
Mostly
yes,
negative.
Right.
I would say
yes,
99.9% it is negative.
Mm.
That kuch to galat ho jayega, something wrong, something bad will happen.
Yes.
And that is exactly what I'm trying to initial negative. Yes. So the immediate thought is negative, and that is where the adversity management or adversity challenges come into picture, and what I'm going to talk about. So let me take you through an interesting story. This story is about Admiral James Stockdale. He was the highest US Navy officer ranking, highest ranking Navy officer. And during the Vietnam War, he was POW. Now, what is POW? It is prisoner of war.
Okay.
So he was caught and he was kept in the prison for almost 7.5 years. And yes, absolutely, Meenakshi ji, it is prisoner of war. And if you know, the prisoner of wars generally are not treated very respectfully, and he went under a lot of torture at that time. So later on, after 7.5 years, when he came back, he was interviewed and he spoke about it. So he was asked that there were many people with you. He was the highest ranking over there. So what did you observe? Who were the first ones to die? He said the optimists.
Okay.
Very. So everyone was surprised, like, what, optimists? How is that possible? So what he said was that optimists, what they did, they lived on expectation. That, okay, now this coming Christmas, we will go out. Then Christmas came and went by. Then this Easter, we will be out. Easter came and went by. Okay, Thanksgiving, we are going to go out. Easter went by, Thanksgiving went by, Christmas went by. It happened again and again, and their hopes went down and they went into depression and they died. Pessimist, nothing to say about pessimist. They were already doomed. कुछ नहीं हो सकता जिंदगी में, भाई हम तो मर गए, खत्म हो गया जिंदगी, लाइफ खत्म, ओवर, टाटा बाय बाय, थैंक यू. So everything is over. Now they already died, this already died. So they said, how did you survive? So he said, there is a very fine balance between realism, facing the brutal reality, and the trap called as optimism. That is, you face the brutal reality, but you don't lose that discipline that you are going to reach the end. I always knew I will see the end. There was absolute uncertainty whether he will come out or not, whether he will be left out, whether he will be alive or not. But he had that conviction within himself. A very simple example I can give of this is, I'm not sure how many of you have seen the latest series, Operation Safed Sagar.
I have seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if some of you have seen, there is a very beautiful example in that.
I've seen.
Great. Thank you for that. So when the attack happened, they were not knowing what to do. There was total uncertainty. But what the Golden Arrows, the Air Force did was, first of all, they accepted the brutal reality of the situation, that we cannot do anything. They are at the peak. It's impossible. Right. It's impossible. Now, what is the way out? What is the end game that we have to win? That is the goal. That is the target. And to reach there, what are we supposed to do? Or what can we do to reach there? So they tried figuring out options. Okay, let's do night bombing. Let's get external GPS, whatever hurdles they were facing. So that is something known as Stockdale paradox, which is used in adversity management, crisis management. And I personally feel or believe that there are only two things. I won't say only two things, but I can say that I've come up with two things which I feel can help a person face adversity. One is preparedness and second is being present. So how do I demarcate this? Being prepared is nothing but, as in Forge we say, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war.
Right.
So this is nothing but being prepared. The more you're prepared earlier on ground, before the war, before the crisis. And how do we do it in the current scenario? Upskilling oneself, setting plan A, plan B, plan C, knowing the parameters, being aware of the situation, being aware of the future. And that's how we do it. What happens when how are we preparing ourselves? Say a stock market. A company faces crisis. Stock market wale kya karte hain? They generally see that, okay, this company is doomed now, so maybe the stocks are going to go down. So they anticipate and they either sell or purchase the stocks. So that is being prepared for the situation. Again, second scenario, you can never know. Always you cannot anticipate. Suddenly you will be faced with something. So what you do is, in that situation, first of all, being present. And for that particular situation, I have my own framework, which I call as dare to stare. Okay. You dare to stare in the eyes of the situation. You cannot run away. You just cannot run away. Fight or flight. So there is no flight, you have to fight. So bite the bullet and you have to face it. That's it. That is what you have to do. So coming to the STARE framework, I'm quickly going to share that. It says STARE. So it is nothing but, S stands for your situational awareness. First of all, being aware of the situation, what is going around you, taking control of the situation, just not reacting instantly, but taking the situation in your control, understanding things, understanding the resources. thinking forward, coming up with solutions. What can be done now? Adapt with agility, change, innovate, adapt. You can't be stuck. पहले तो ऐसा नहीं था. I was not doing this. This was not supposed to be done. The situation has changed now. What best can you do? What better can you do?
Right.
Reflect to rise. You have to reflect what you are doing, review, redesign. Because when you do that, only then you will know. It's like a feedback also, that what you are doing is correct or not in that situation. And empower through example is also, you as a leader, are you doing that, setting that example? Are you motivating your team in that crisis situation? Do you have that empathy in you? Or you are just being very crazy or probably irritated, and you are not even aware what is going on around you with your people? One example of this stair I can give you is, say, AI. As professionals, as coaches, as trainers, as educators, the new thing which has popped up in our lives is AI. It's a situational awareness we all need to be. Some are still struggling with it, and some have adopted it. So the situation definitely is AI is the way forward. So think forward, what can be done? Can we implement it? Can we learn about it? What can be done with the students? How better we can provide them? Adapting with agility. Earlier it was traditional classrooms. It was more of books. Now the Gen Zs are more into reels. Can we have some reels in the class? Can we show some channels, YouTubes? Can we give them some audio, video channels to watch? Are we molding ourselves? Going back and reflecting to rise, is it being too much? Are we giving too much to them, or is it in proportion? And what are we doing when we are setting that example? Are we really ourselves empowered with that particular technology? Also, are we being mindful about our students, about our participants? And that is where this TEG framework can bring one out of the adversity situation, is what I want to say. And coming towards the end, there is a statement which I'm going to flash. So I want all of you to read it and form your own sentence. I dare to stare at dash because it makes me a more dash leader or individual. So an example is given here, and I want all of you to take a minute and put your answers. You can just put 2 words like failure and strong or whatever, and then we can check it out.
Sonali, you're on mute.
Okay, sorry. So I saw one answer. Others?
Adversities and responsible.
Sorry?
I dare to stare at adversities because it makes me a more responsible leader.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
I dare to stare at problem because it make me more strong leader.
Superb.
Or a person, yeah.
Great. So it was a small exercise that you can do it later as well. I dare to stare at challenges because it makes me going on my toes. Wow, Sonali. It's a namesake as well. So thank you for that. And just I think
I wrote, I dare to stare at the learning because it makes me more transformed.
Wow. Beautiful. Thank you everyone for those inputs. And yes, Manish, you raised
I
your
think,
hand.
yeah, thanks. I'm unable to type actually because of some background.
No
So I
problem.
was saying, I dare to stare at challenges because it makes me a more accomplished leader.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you everyone. And I close there my session. It's almost time. Thank you everyone. And I hope you got some insights. That's about me. Thank you so much. And I'll stop sharing. So time is done, I
Yeah,
think.
absolutely brilliant session.
15 minutes.
Sonali, it was very interactive and participative and very crisp.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
think
so
the
much,
dare to
Sonali.
stare, very sorry. I think the dare to stare is a very good example, I can say. And very practical. If we just remember these three words, dare to stare, that's more than enough. That's more than enough. I mean, that's the biggest takeaway.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sonal. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much,
And
Manish. Appreciate
and
it. Thank you.
and if you're able to stick around till the end, then we are doing the question and answers at the end.
Sure.
Think about that.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
I joined
I
from other device.
okay. Yeah. So I just wanted to share one quick thought, which has got an Air Force perspective to it. So I'm sure that will interest you. It's about Abraham Wald's analysis on aircraft that were damaged. So in World War II, they found that the wings, tail, and the body had the most holes. So all the leaders were saying that give more armor to the wings, tail, and the body. So Abraham Wald said that is the wrong way to look at it. He says that the data only includes planes that made it back safely, but planes with the holes in the wings and tails could still come back safely. Planes hit in the engine and cockpit, they never came back. And therefore, you had to put armor in the engine and cockpit and not in the other ones with which the leaders were telling. So the sum and substance of it is that, you have to be deeply analytical about these things. So just a little thing I thought I would share.
Wonderful.
Amazing thoughts.
So, thank you so much, Sonali, for this powerful insight. Your perspective on adversity, resilience, and leadership was truly inspiring. Thank you for taking the time to be with us and sharing your experience with us. And now let us move to our third speaker. But before moving, I would ask our co-founder, dear Sonal Judgeman, to please speak few words on the event. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. And it was a really very good start to the session today. And nothing more better gift today to get some nuggets from all of you. So the first one was a wonderful thing, a takeaway when you connect with education. Most of the leaders who are standing on the threshold of leadership are not capable. So definitely we will be inviting you once more again for a personal workshop session for leaders on a brief area, because that is the area that is not much in the books and not much taught in the institutions also. So wonderful, Girijaa ma'am, to have a wonderful takeaway from you. And the second one also was very good, because if we all are here at stable position, it is definitely not without the challenges that we have faced. So I always tell everyone that the best thing is that try to take risk, because risk are the best gifts that is gifted to you by the God to be able to navigate the road that no one has told you to venture into. So that is the area where most of the institutions don't teach. They only teach you how to plan lessons. They only teach you how to plan a curriculum. They do not teach you what a vice principal and a principal go through into 6 hours in a school sitting on a chair. It is very, very like when you say that you just go to the theater, watch the movie for 3 hours, and you say the director has written the wonderful story, the script writer has done a wonderful job. But what goes on behind the curtains, the 3 years, the dubbing, the editing, the story, the changing of the format, a lot of production, and the way the school manages the finances, the same way media also finances and everything, all these things are behind the curtains. So TechMate is about this, what happens behind the curtains to be brought into the vision, so that the people who are not learning what is needed to be learned can be given through TechMate. So that when they go through books, because the era is so bad now that people actually don't have time to open a book and go through it, or either they are not capable enough to pick up the lines given in the book. So clarity is not there. Even if the person is not able to understand simple English, they may also be not be able to comprehend the situation behind the lines. So TechMate is all about it. And a happy Independence Day to you all. And this is our first session. And as I say that the tricolor flutters not merely upon the mast, but deep within the heart. 1,000 struggles lie beneath, and 1,000 dreams take flight. So when I think we will be sharing this session and we will be sharing across platforms, you will not believe 1,000 dreams will take flight just by a small nuggets. So today's session is actually, as we celebrate our independence, let us remember that the freedom we inherited is a responsibility we need to carry forward. Education gives us the power to think. Entrepreneurship gives us the courage to create. Together, they can transform not only our lives, but the destiny of our nation too. The next 10 years will not simply be a measure of time. They will be a defining chapter in India's journey. Let us build an India where knowledge creates opportunity and not only in books. Innovation serves humanity too, and success creates possibilities for others too. So let us not merely inherit the future, let us have the courage to create it, and that's all we are doing over here, the courage to create it. I think like the previous guest said, that I dare to share at the challenges, not challenges, everything that a life has, everything. The good, the bad, the joyful, the adversities. Because when we want toppings on the pizza, it is up to us what topping we want on the pizza to relish the pizza. So it depends on the mood, it depends on the moment, what you want. Sometimes you go to Pizza Hut, you plan, you want to eat this kind of a pizza. But when you reach over there, your mood changes. You feel the vibes of the mall, you feel the vibes in the surrounding. You travel when you are in touch with the nature, automatically your mood changes, and there you plan the topic to be changed. So there are the variations in the mood also. There are variations in the education sector also, not only in academic, but also in leadership. So leadership positions are not easy. I have been in it. I have been a part of it. It is a very, very challenging role. You have to balance finances. You have to be competent enough to handle so many challenges so that the overall outcome is positive. So hats off to each one of you to be over here, and more in this platform I had for bringing a change towards education and entrepreneurship. I'm glad to have Rajput sir also over here, my biggest mentor. I think it's been 6 years we are connected, and Milind sir also have connected for the last 6 years. So hats off to all of you, and let us create a change to not only through verbal talks, but implementation strategies too. Thank you so much. Thank you. Over to you, Jyoti.
Very, very, very kind of you. Hmm? And with your support and with your appreciation, I'm sure our association will keep going ahead, ma'am. Back to Jyoti.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. So it's my pleasure to introduce our third speaker, Dr. Pramod Kumar Rajput, an educator, mentor, and leader. Sir brings deep experience across academics, management, and entrepreneurship. So this is an important conversation because education and industry are changing rapidly, and we need to think about how we prepare people for the future. Sir, we are honored to have you with us today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, and very, very good evening to everybody, and really an honor to be a part of the first meet of TechNet. Thank you, Dr. Sonali Madam, and thank you, Milind sir, and thank you, everybody. I was really writing a couple of the things which Girijaa Madam has written, spoken, and what Sonali Madam has spoken. So very nice of you, because there's always a learning. And since today it is the 80th Independence Day, I can say, मिट्टी की खुशबू, तिरंगे कमान, Bharat hai meri pehchan, Bharat hi mera abhiman. Happy Independence Day to everybody, because we all are Indians and we have the proud to be Indian across the globe. The beautiful session is based on the education. Let me put in a very humorous way. We spent years teaching a student to pass exam. That's what we all have learned, right? When we started from the lower KG and the junior KG and all, and then wonder why they struggle when the life does not give them the 4 options, as you see in the KBC, or the different options are there. So there's a wonder things are there, right? Okay, because there's no options, because life is not, when they come out, there's no options. Perhaps what Sonali ma'am has said, it is the right time to stop teaching only for the answers and start teaching for the real possibilities which is happening. Because what we learn in the college, it is completely out of the syllabus when we step out from the college. And that's what we keep on seeing, which is very important. There's complete sea change. You don't know the question which comes, the thing which comes, which is much, much, much more difficult than IIT, Z, NEET, or the IS exams or UPSC exams. So these things are very, very different. Madam, thank you so much, Jyoti Madam, for giving me an opportunity for some of the beautiful questions, right? And I thought that is the right time to talk on this part. Today, in education, right, the biggest strategic shift we as an Indian needs to move from the knowledge-driven education system, which is there, to a capability-driven education system. Capability-driven, because when we are able to make the students capable to drive the changes, to accept the changes, they will be able to shine. Because I'm not saying today, I'm seeing the 2047, I'm seeing the 2035, which is very important. Today, we are the $4 trillion economy, right? And we have planned, we means as a Bharat, as we have planned, by 2035, we are going to be the $3 trillion economy. And by 2047, we will be the Vishwaguru. So these are the steps are there, which is very, very important. India, you all agree, India doesn't have a talent shortages. It has a talent alignment challenge. Talent alignment challenge. We have multiple talents, but it's the same thing that the one size of the shirt doesn't fit for all. So the different capabilities and capacities has to be seen, and it has to be put in the right perspective, which is the real need of the hour. Other point I like to have. Today, the academia, it measures the success through academic excellence, because they go for the numbers, which is important, the rank, which is important. Second thing is the industry, they measure the success through the productivity. What productivity you are able to provide. And when you become an entrepreneur, they measure the success through the value creation, how much profit you are able to generate. So these 3 things are different, but they are not syncing together. They all are in a different way. So everybody is going in a different angle. That is the reason that we start having that we struggle. So the strategic shift, which I want to say, today we have left education 3.0. We are in education 4.0. Actually, what is education 4.0? We all know it is integrating the smart technology to center learning, because NEP guidelines, technology and all. But now we have to ensure it has to be education 5.0. Why I'm saying the 5.0? Again, I'm saying 2035. I'm not saying today. And education 5.0 says about it that the symbiosis of technology and human-centered learning model. What Dr. Girijaa has said, right? The technology and the human-centered learning model. So if you blend together AI and HI together, the real blend is going to make the students able to lead in the global world, which is really required. And that's what we all are feeling about. Other thing I like to say, every universities, they are evolving in a very, very different type of innovation ecosystem, right? Because faculties, researchers, startups, all they are doing it. But today, my question to the university people are there. The question is, what should students study? Instead of that, we should ask what kind of citizens, innovators, and leaders must India produce for 2035? Again, what they should study versus what they should be able to produce for 2035. So there is a change is there, there is a shift is there, that paradigm shift is there, which is very important. And that is start with the every educator. It is not the director, it is not the principal. Any person who is a part and parcel of this beautiful and respected industry education, they should be taking care, and it is their responsibility to make the things happen. Because that's why our education system must prepare architects for tomorrow economy. Because by 2035, remember, the $3 trillion economy. So think about this, because the students which are sitting today in our classroom, they are not for today. They are the generation for 2035. They are the generation for 2047, which is very, very important. Other point I'd like to add, the challenge is that technology, it changes every few months. You know that how this chat GPT has come, how the things have come, how AI has come, how Gen AI has come. Now by 2030, you know, superior Gen AI is come, superior AI is going to come. So things are getting changed, right? So when the things are getting changed, are we adopting the change? Are we accepting that change in the same speed, which is really required? Yes, everybody cannot adopt an app, but the people, the mentors, the teachers, the guides, if they are able to adopt it, then of course the students sitting in the classroom, in the university levels, or in the any system, they will be able to adopt. Because always we say the tea comes from the pot, not directly in the cup. The tea doesn't goes from the cup to the pot. It's like a thing which is very, very important, which has to be taken care. Other point I like to say that Sonali madam, I just written what Sonali madam has said about it, that we must educate our student that how to learn, unlearn, and relearn, and which way to learn, which is very important. How to learn, we all are talking, but which way to learn so that we are able to imbibe the right learning at the right perspective, we'll be able to make a difference, which is the real need of the hour. So education should move from predicting the career to preparing the adaptable professionals. Adaptable. Again, I keep on saying, we have to make them adopting. They should be adopting the profession which is really required. So if we are able to provide that adoption part, right, we will be able to embrace the thing which is very important. Simple reason, when a couple adopt a child, they don't see anything else. They adopt the child, embrace the child, and they become the complete parents of the child. They don't say this is not my biological child. They say that this is my child. I have to grow. I have to make this child as per my level. So this is the way, if the educator or the education system start adopting it, right, there will be a completely embracement, which is very, very important. Not embarrassment, it is an embracement. And when we embrace somebody, we love somebody from the heart, from the mind. Now, technical skills, I was talking about the technical skill. It is getting obsolete every 5 years, right? But again, the point from Girijaa madam, right? Taking the point from her, technical skill will be obsolete, but the curiosity, the emotional intelligence, the system thinking, the creativity, the ethical judgment, and the learning agility remains future-proof. It will be there. It was there. It was there 5,000 years ago when we started talking about the Mahabharata, when we talking about the Ramayana. It was there in our old system, and today it is there. And till the time this beautiful world will exist, the same thing will be there. But the thing is, we are diminishing from the emotional intelligence. Today we are talking about it. Earlier it was imbibed in our heart, right? Today we have to speak about the EI. Earlier in our ancestors or our grandparents, they were having a bundle of the EI in their heart. They were nothing to say about it, because they were having that empathy, the respect, the humility, the compassion, the self-compassion which was there. Today it is missing, and that's why we keep on talking about it, because we have to just keep on putting the thing. Yes, this thing exists in the world, and without these things, the world will not exist. The human behavior will not exist, and that is the basic requirement of this. Apart from this, Jyoti ma'am, I would like to have just 2 more words. The graduates who will thrive will not necessarily be those with the highest IQ, let me tell you, but those with the highest capacity to continuously learn. highest capacity. Why I'm saying so? When I started my career, and Sonal ma'am knows about it, I left the engineering college. I joined as a medical profession, but I was not knowing anatomy physiology. I was not having a brilliant I type of IQ, but that attitude, aptitude of learning, building the team, building a 5,500 crore business, having 840 people working with me, right? That was the aptitude. And on the basis of that, finishes my MBA from IIM, PhD, so many things, because that's why I say learning is one of the very, very important scenario which gives you lot of the opening, and that gives you lot of the humbleness and humility, what Girijaa madam was talking about. So these are the things are there which I say, and I believe both academia and industry need to move beyond transactional relationship. Both sides must stop seeing each other as a stakeholder, start functioning as a strategic partner, because if you start functioning as a strategic partner, we will be able to build the ecosystem, which is the strongest ecosystem, and that is required. I often say that the greatest disruption facing education today is not artificial intelligence. It is the artificial relevance. And if we are artificial relevance, right? So artificial intelligence will be there, but if we are able to overcome that artificial relevance, we will be able to build a community which is going to thrive and which we are able to take care for 2035 and 2047. We may not be there, but these are the basic platforms which are the things which are today adding it in the education system by working together, right? This is very, very important. We all are like a small squirrel, right? During the time of the Ram Setu, the squirrel was putting one of the small particle of the sand, right? We cannot be. But if we all as the smallest squirrel start putting the particle of this education system, which is important, I think 140 crore of the population will be able to guide, because 35% of our young generation will be able to take over, which is very important. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Milan sir. Thank you, Jyoti ma'am. Thank you, Sonali ma'am. And thank you, all the respected listeners, for giving me the time and taking my heart out, which was very important. And thank you, Girijaa ma'am, as well as Sonali ma'am, for giving me some of the small stinkers, right, positive stinkers, so that I was able to speak. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. So Rajput sir and everybody, I'm definitely going to be sending individual notes of appreciation to each of the speakers. But at the outset, even before I do that, I want to right away tell the audience that Rajput sir is phenomenal in every domain that he goes, and he completely leads from the front. So the hats off to you, sir.
Sir, thank you so much. I have the great mentors, leaders, where I learned from you and from everybody. And that's why as a student, I have the copy and pen, right? So I am always a student, right? And Dr. Sonali madam knows about it, that whenever there is a session is there, I keep on writing the thing, because once the thing memory will be fade, but this thing will never be fade until the time I am here.
And Meenakshi Ahlawat is saying that she joined this session because she knew that you were going to speak. Okay.
Thank you, bless, really bless.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So Jyoti, we move on to the next.
Yes, sir. So very rightly said, Milind sir, about Rajput sir. So, and thank you so much, sir, for those valuable insights. I know your thoughts on the connection between education, industry, capability building, and entrepreneurship have given us a great deal to think about. Thank you for sharing your experience and perspective with us. And now we move to our fourth and final speaker, Coach Shweta Bajaj. Very delighted to welcome Coach Shweta Bajaj, a leadership and transformation coach. Coach Shweta works with individual and organization to unlock potential, build confidence, and create purposeful futures. Her conversation today focus on purpose-driven entrepreneurship, turning job seekers into job creators, and empowering MSME and emerging founders over the next 25 years growth horizon. These are very relevant conversations as we look at entrepreneurship, opportunity creation, and future of emerging founders and MSMEs. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am, for giving this opportunity. And thank you all organizers, Milind sir, Sonalji, every one of you for organizing such an insightful event. Practical action, we are talking today about Independence Day. Sonali ji shared the dare to stare. मेरे माइंड में आ रहा था जो एक लाइन है, सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे दिल में है, देखते हैं बाजुओं में जो, लाइक इट्स लाइक a line and by Bismil. So I was just thinking about that long back we get our independence, और अब हम फिर से इंडिपेंडेंस डे हर साल हम इसे सेलिब्रेट करते हैं। हम फ्रीडम को सेलिब्रेट करते हैं, हम चेरिश करते हैं उस इनर कैपेसिटी को, कैपेबिलिटी को। इवन आज का टाइटल भी फ्रीडम टू स्पीच है, हमने राइट्स भी है हमारे, फ्रीडम टू स्पीच एंड डिफरेंट राइट्स वी हैव एवरीथिंग। लेकिन फ्रीडम का मतलब क्या है? हाउ वी सी अवर सेल्फ फ्री? क्या हम अभी भी फ्री हैं? When we talk about entrepreneurship, and I loved Rajput sir ने जो बोला कि एजुकेशन 5.0, अब जो एडेप्टेशन की बारी है, सिस्टम चेंज हो रहा है, एजुकेशन सिस्टम इवन चेंज हो रहा है, धीरे धीरे पॉलिसीज चेंज हो रही हैं, तो हम सभी को कहीं ना कहीं कंट्रीब्यूट करना चाहिए। बिफोर आई शेयरिंग माय स्लाइड, आई वांट टू आस्क ऑल ऑफ यू, फ्रीडम टू व्हाट? आप क्या देखते हैं कि फ्रीडम टू क्रिएट, आप उस फ्रीडम का यूज कैसे करना चाहते हैं? बिकॉज एवरी वन ऑफ अस हैव फ्रीडम, राइट? हम सबके पास फ्रीडम टू स्पीक है, फ्रीडम टू create something, do something. How you want to contribute in this society, in this India, like Rajput sir ने बोला, like ecosystem building. Because अब जो टाइम चल रहा है 2026, इन अपकमिंग ईयर्स हम ही फाउंडेशन बिल्ड कर रहे हैं अपकमिंग जनरेशंस के लिए। जेन अल्फा है, जेन जी है, हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू बिल्ड दैट इकोसिस्टम, वैल्यू बेस्ड इकोसिस्टम। लाइक गिरिजा मैम ने बहुत अच्छा शेयर किया कि वैल्यू बहुत होना चाहिए, करेक्टर बेस्ड, एवरीथिंग। सो प्लीज पुट इन द चैट बॉक्स कि हाउ यू सी दिस फ्रीडम, राइट? एंड आई एम शेयरिंग माई स्क्रीन, प्लीज लेट मी नो वेदर द स्क्रीन इज विजिबल टू यू और नॉट. Okay, I hope the screen is visible to you all. So I'm going to cover on these two aspects: purpose-driven entrepreneurship and MSME growth opportunity. पहले एक चीज होती थी कि हम सबको बोलते थे कि बिजनेस खड़ा करो या कुछ बड़ा करो, तो उस एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के शब्द से ही डरते थे, ऐसे कहते थे कि रिस्क टेकिंग का एक एरिया है, हमसे नहीं होगा इवन एंड। लेकिन एक बाउंडेशन थी कि मुझे टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं आती है, मुझे प्लेटफॉर्म का पता नहीं है, पॉलिसीज बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट हैं। अब वो फाउंडेशंस जो है धीरे धीरे डिमिनिश होती दिख रही हैं इन अपकमिंग टाइम. So let's see how we can contribute and how we can help. About me, I have done my engineering, I have done my MBA, and I am working as a trainer in work like from tech mindset, from people mindset. I'm going to share today about purpose-driven entrepreneurship and empowering MSMEs and emerging founders. So हम बात करते हैं पर्पस ड्रिवन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की। हमने सुना अभी सब इतना अच्छा कवर किया कि वैल्यू सिस्टम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, माइंडसेट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। आने वाले टाइम में वी विल सी अ लॉट ऑफ टूल क्रिएशन, लॉट ऑफ प्लेटफॉर्म क्रिएशन विल बी गोइंग टू हैपन, बिकॉज एआई ने बहुत इजी कर दिया वेबसाइट डेवलपमेंट। जहां बिकॉज आई एम फ्रॉम टेक्निकल बैकग्राउंड, आई नो कि महीने लगते हैं एक वेबसाइट डेवलपमेंट में, आज आप एक दिन में डेवलप कर सकते हैं। सो सी अ गैप, कि वो जो गैप था कि आपको 3 महीने में एक वेबसाइट डेवलप कर रहे थे, आज आप एक दिन में जस्ट एक प्रॉम्प्ट के साथ, एक कमांड के साथ एआई के थ्रू वो डेवलप कर सकते हैं। तो वो गैप, वो टूल्स आपको प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, लेकिन माइंडसेट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट पर्पस ड्रिवन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, वो ये इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हम अपने माइंडसेट को शिफ्ट करें। एज यू कैन सी ऑन द स्क्रीन, देयर आर 2 टाइप्स ऑफ माइंडसेट, एम्प्लॉय माइंडसेट एंड जॉब क्रिएटर माइंडसेट। जब मैं इंडिया को देखती हूँ और जब मैं अदर ग्लोबल कंट्रीज लाइक चाइना, यूरोप, इन कंट्रीज के साथ में, जैसे कुछ लोगों से मैंने पॉडकास्ट में बात भी किया है, आई हैव सीन द माइंडसेट शिफ्ट इज देयर. We want to have a secure role, defined role, defined, हमें कुछ काम दिया, we do that only, directions चाहिए। लेकिन एक जॉब क्रिएटर का जो माइंडसेट होता है वो डिफरेंट होता है। दैट्स अ डिफरेंट, यू आर ओपन टू टेक ऑनरशिप, यू आर ओपन टू टेक इनिशिएटिव। लाइक वहां पर प्रॉब्लम एक्सिस्ट करती है, लाइक अगर कि एजुकेशन सिस्टम में प्रॉब्लम है या जॉब मार्केट में प्रॉब्लम है, कॉर्पोरेट में प्रॉब्लम है, आपको सब दिख रहा है, लेकिन उस प्रॉब्लम के लिए हम क्या कर रहे हैं, वो जॉब क्रिएटर माइंडसेट से आता है। आप उस प्रॉब्लम को उठाते हैं और उसके ऊपर वर्क करना स्टार्ट करते हैं, वो जॉब क्रिएटर माइंडसेट में आता है। एंड इन एम्प्लॉय माइंडसेट वी आर लाइक सिंपल, लाइक हमको काम जितना दिया गया हम उतना ही करेंगे, उससे आगे नहीं सोचेंगे। नाउ आई एम सीइंग स्टूडेंट्स, children, school going children are building products, websites using AI. So that kind of market is building right now. And there are two common pathways to this. First is skill service business. Second is bootstrap and digital first brand. When we talk about purpose driven entrepreneurship, हमें अपने value system को झांकना जरूरी है that what is our purpose. Like golden circle is there. Simon Sinek का एक हमारे पास है, ikigai. So we have to understand what we are going to build. Now, every one of us, I want to know what you guys are doing. Like, are you a student? Are you a working professional? Are you a business owner? What you are doing, you can put in the chat box about you, your work, so that हम थोड़ा और जान पाए. And I'm going to share more about this purpose-driven entrepreneurship and the current opportunities we are having right now. So yeah, I'm looking forward for your responses in the chat. What is your role currently as a professional, freelance corporate trainer? Thank you so much, Anuradha ji, for sharing. So I'm looking forward for more responses, how you are contributed and what you are working on. Even if you do not work on something, if you're a housewife or you are a student or learner, that's also a role, I'm entrepreneur in the learning sector. Thank you so much. Content head, very nice. Every one of us will understand this part. Skill service business means you have your skill set. उस स्किल सेट को आप सर्विस में और एक बिजनेस में कैसे कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. आपको पढ़ाना आता है, आप ट्यूटर वर्क कर सकते हैं. आपको अगर आपको डिजिटल मार्केटिंग सीखना है, आपको ग्राफिक डिजाइनिंग आती है, आप उस जा सकते हैं. यू आर ट्रेनर, आपको ट्रेनिंग देनी आती है, यू कैन गो इन ट्रेनर. So different skills, now we can convert them into a business. This is the one area, skill service business, with service based business. Next is product based, where you are on yourself bootstraps and you create a product. And now creation of product is not that difficult. Earlier technology dependent होता था. अभी आपको कुछ साइट्स या कुछ नॉलेज होनी चाहिए. लाइक लवेबल इज अ AI टूल विच इज वेरी गुड टूल. या आपको कुछ डिफरेंट टेक्निकल टर्म्स है, लाइक उसके बारे में हम ज्यादा डीप में नहीं जाएंगे. But when you understand these kinds of tools, you can build your own product. And now it is happening. And you can create your profit and you can help the society. You can help India grow. आप GDP में contribute कर सकते हैं. As you can see on the screen, tools you can use today. I would love to share about this more, but आप इसका screenshot ले सकते हैं, आप इसको देख सकते हैं स्क्रीन पे. Like to get started, अगर किसी को बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है, एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है, द फर्स्ट स्टेप इज अ वेरी इजी स्टेप जो कि गवर्नमेंट ने प्रोवाइड कर रखा है, उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन, फ्री MSME एंड बिजनेस रजिस्ट्रेशन. Then this is the thing which anyone can do and contribute in the entrepreneurship. Then there is a WhatsApp business, Google My Business, UPI, जो कि एक नई UPI, as you know, it's a Indian invention. UPI सबसे पहले इंडिया में आया था. So that kind of tools you can use. And to grow your business, you can use Canva or Instagram, ChatGPT, or different tools are there. So when हम एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की बात करते हैं तो हमारे माइंड में एक आइडिया होता है, राइट. हमारे माइंड में एक आइडिया होता है. तो मैं एक फ्रेमवर्क आप सभी के साथ शेयर करना चाहूंगी यहाँ पर. इंडियन, हम सभी इंडिया से बिलोंग करते हैं, राइट. इंडियन से ही एक इंडिया फ्रेमवर्क जो है मैं शेयर करना चाहूंगी आप सभी के साथ. सबसे पहले हम बात करते हैं आई मीन्स आइडेंटिफाई द अपॉर्चुनिटी, right? I means identify the opportunity. Yeah. N stands for notice the need. D stands for develop a solution. I stands for implement it. And A stands for act and adapt. इंडिया ने बहुत अडेप्ट किया है. जब हमको लाइक व्हेन वी इंडिपेंडेंस हुआ, उसके बाद कितना ग्रोथ हुआ है आगे, और कितना ग्रोथ, बहुत कुछ ग्रोथ होना बाकी है. एंड वी ऑल कैन कंट्रीब्यूट, वी ऑल कैन लर्न. कभी कभी मैंने बहुत व्हेन आई ट्रेन ओल्ड पीपल और व्हेन आई ट्रेन पीपल हु हैव माइंडसेट लाइक ओके मेरी तो एज हो गई है, मेरे को बहुत टाइम हो गया है पढ़े हुए, हाउ कैन आई लर्न. वो जो चीज है, वी हैव टू चेंज द माइंडसेट, वी हैव टू बिल्ड द माइंडसेट ऑफ लर्निंग, क्रिएटिंग, कि मेरे पास स्किल है, वो स्किल मैं यूज कर सकती हूँ कहीं पर. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स इज important. As you can see, this is the first steps which we all can use. Write down the problem, talk to 5 to 10 people, build a small version, get your first customer and register formally. Formally के लिए मैंने बताया उद्यम. So these are the basic simple steps जिससे आप एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में एंट्री कर सकते हैं एंड यू अंडरस्टैंड मोर. कुछ ऐसे कोर्सेज भी हैं जो आप सीख सकते हैं, बिकॉज एवरीवन इज नॉट हर कोई लीडर नहीं होता है, कई बिल्ड लीडर्स भी होते हैं, लीडर बनना भी पड़ता है, आपको सीखना पड़ता है टाइम टू टाइम, राइट. कुछ तो नेचुरल बोर्न लीडर्स होते हैं, बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, आप भी लीडर हैं, आप भी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में जा सकते हैं, बस आपको सीखना पड़ेगा, कुछ कोर्सेज करने पड़ेंगे. एंड ओपन माइंडसेट के साथ आप जब आगे बढ़ते हैं, इन स्टेप्स का यूज करते हैं, तो आप एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की जर्नी में आगे बढ़ सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट जो मैं कवर करना चाहूंगी, MSMEs एंड इमर्जिंग फाउंडर्स. करंटली आई एम टॉकिंग विद इमर्जिंग फाउंडर्स जो AI से गेम्स बना रहे हैं, AI से डैशबोर्ड सिस्टम बना रहे हैं, AI से LMS सिस्टम बना रहे हैं. एंड मेरा रोज मतलब मैं उनसे बैठ आई जस्ट टॉक विद देम एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड देयर जेंजीज 20s 30s इवन 18s, everyone are building something. एंड ये जो फाउंडर माइंडसेट है, आई थिंक अभी जो टाइम है, अभी वो टाइम है जब हम कोई भी प्रोडक्ट इजीली क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. हमें बस राइट टूल्स, राइट स्ट्रैटेजीज, राइट माइंडसेट और राइट पीपल का पता होना चाहिए. जब आप एक अच्छे कम्युनिटी में बैठते हैं, लाइक ये प्लेटफॉर्म जो हम सभी यहाँ जुड़े हैं और हम सीख रहे हैं, लर्निंग माइंडसेट के साथ, ओपन माइंडसेट के साथ मिले हैं, दिस इज ऑल्सो अ काइंड ऑफ अ प्लेटफॉर्म. सो in this way we need to build something. Why MSME matter? Because MSME 31% India's GDP को contribute करता है. It's a share of Indian total export. So it's a like a multi-billion dollar industry है जहां पर हम contribute कर सकते हैं. हम आने वाले जो पीढ़ी है उनको सिखा सकते हैं कि इनोवेशन करना, क्रिएशन करना खाली इंडस्ट्रीज का ही काम नहीं है. आपके पास आइडिया होने चाहिए, आपको स्किल सीखना आना चाहिए, उसके बाद आप भी अपना प्रोडक्ट क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. रिसेंटली मैं बताती हूँ, आई वॉज जस्ट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर वन एग्जाम एंड मुझे ना टाइपिंग की प्रैक्टिस करनी थी. सो व्हाट आई डिड, आई गो टू क्लॉड, मैंने क्लॉड में गई और मैंने वहां पर लिखा कि आई वॉन्ट टू बिल्ड अ डैशबोर्ड like for exam and where I can type. उसने मेरा एक डैशबोर्ड बना दिया and I build my own dashboard. So this is kind of example. So in this way you can build your own things. जो आपको प्रॉब्लम फेस हो रही है, आपको सेल्स में फेस हो रही है, आपको बिजनेस में किसी भी एरिया में फेस हो रही है, आप वो क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. Second example which I want to share, like my father want to share his business products. So उनको पोस्टर बनाने के लिए हमेशा डिपेंडेंट रहना पड़ता था. मैंने उनको चैट जीपीटी सिखाया, मैंने कहा कि आप पिक्चर डालो, ऐसे बस लिखो, चाहे हिंदी में लिखो, आपका पोस्टर बन के रेडी है. तो आज इतना आसान हो गया है चीजों को करना. बस ये है कि हमारे पास वो माइंडसेट होना चाहिए, वो उमंग उत्साह होना चाहिए, कुछ कर दिखाने का जज्बा होना चाहिए. चैलेंजेस क्या आ सकते हैं? सी स्टार्टिंग इजी है, लेकिन आने वाले टाइम में कैपिटल बिल्डिंग एक चैलेंज आता है. वर्किंग कैपिटल है या नहीं है, कुछ टर्मिनोलॉजीज आपको नॉलेज में आपको पता होना चाहिए, लाइक ROI क्या होता है, बहुत सारी टर्मिनोलॉजीज, प्रॉफिट कैसे बिल्ड किया जाता है, एंड जो भी चीजें हैं, लेकिन आप सीख सकते हैं, राइट. कॉम्प्लायंस एंड पेपर वर्क जो है उसमें भी बहुत टाइम जाता है. अभी भी गवर्नमेंट का सिस्टम कहीं ना कहीं इम्प्रूवमेंट के स्कोप है. सो ये जो गैप्स हैं, कहीं ना कहीं ये एक MSME बिल्डिंग करने में चैलेंज क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. स्टिल you can build or you can guide others, like yes, MSME is a great way to start your own entrepreneur journey. This is kind of example कि कोई भी like this is example where written like एक small manufacturer है, उसने कैसे पहले वो अपना local shops में बांट अपना business कर रहे थे, and now he turned into his business into the digital by using WhatsApp business for direct orders. So WhatsApp business का use करके he is now building his business. So I'm just wrapping up my talk here, but still just want to share that there are different schemes, funding schemes, like you can see on the screen. PM योजना स्टेट लेवल पे कुछ स्कीम्स हैं. हम इवन इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर कुछ ओपन है, तो हम उनका भी हेल्प ले सकते हैं. डिजिटल AI टूल्स का हम हेल्प ले सकते हैं. और जो emerging fields हैं, as you can see on the screen, that is design, tech, writing, even agri-tech, food industry, edtech industry, उसमें कहीं ना कहीं अपना योगदान दे सकते हैं. So whatever skills you have, we can contribute in one or another way. So yes, everyone, I want to wrap up here with this idea, with this thought. Pick one idea जो प्रॉब्लम आप फेस कर रहे हैं, आप देख रहे हैं सोसाइटी में वो प्रॉब्लम है, उसको पिक कीजिए, उसके लिए देखिए कि कैसे आप बिल्ड कर सकते हैं, राइट. एंड देन यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कैसे रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं उद्यम योजना के साथ, टूल्स क्या यूज होंगे वो आप देखिए, और किसी भी एक्सपर्ट से आप बात कर सकते हैं जिन्होंने ऑलरेडी बिल्ड किया है, उनके साथ नेटवर्किंग कर सकते हैं ऑन लिंक्डइन और डिफरेंट वेज. And yes, we are here to truly celebrate independence, because अभी जो इंडिपेंडेंस हमारे पास है, आगे की जनरेशन के लिए हम क्या इंडिपेंडेंस का मैसेज छोड़ के जा रहे हैं, वो ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. So thank you so much for this platform, for everyone, for listening to me and giving me this opportunity. Thank you, everyone.
Most welcome, most welcome. So that was a wonderful session, Shweta, because it really talked to us, because these are all very practical things, and I'm sure now, inspired by your presentation, a lot of people are going to be reaching out to you, and probably they might collaborate with you, or they might seek your assistance or whatever. And all the speakers today, they've done a brilliant job, and going to be personally reaching out to each one of them to express my appreciation. But that's going to be maybe tomorrow, right? As of now, we move on to the question and answers, and I will request the audience members to raise their hands. So sequentially, I'll moderate the question and answers. Fortunately, we've got all the speakers over here. I can't see Sonali, but she's still
Sir, I'm
attending.
here. Sir, I'm
Yeah.
here. I have joined.
Okay, fantastic. So, people, please go ahead with your questions.
Yeah, Rajput sir, you did explain, but again, I would want to ask you, what is that strategic shift India needs to make to truly bridge academia, industry, and entrepreneurship and build future-ready talent?
Fantastic. I would tell you there are the 5 pillars are there, right? Okay, for the modern learning ecosystem. One is the industry aligned curriculum, which is different. Second part is the experiential learning. Third is entrepreneurship education. Fourth is the AI powered learning. And fifth is the academia industry collaboration model. So when you talk about this academia industry collaboration models, in my mind, or what I have done, it is the first is the research partnership. Industry sponsored research solving real world challenges. Second thing is center of the excellence. Joint laboratories focusing on emerging technologies. Third, it comes as a faculty immersion. Faculty is spending time in industry to remain current. Why I said so about it, madam? Because today the situation is the faculties, they keep on teaching the thing, right? Industry people today, there's a subject is a professor of the practice, where we go and talk about the skills development. But whether this industry teachers in the institution, they go and understand the industry, what is the requirement is, are able to, they are spending 1 week of their time to understand what type of the industry they are. Suppose if they are doing some MBA in management, or they are doing something in electronics, or in engineering, or in coding, are they going personally to understand how the engineers, how the industry is behaving, what is their further thinking? So that is very, very important part. Another point is student innovation challenges, because students solving the actual industry problems is really required. Today, now the space part has gone towards not with the government, it has been taken by 3 of the engineers, right, at Hyderabad. This is the way that we are building the thing. So if we start doing it, we can make a difference. Then innovative labs, collaborative experiential experience between the industry and the academia. So these are the things are there which I personally feel it can make a difference. But at the same time, when you spoke about it, there has to be industry aligned curriculum, madam. And what is that? That is, first is the artificial intelligence, understanding the AI part, right? Right understanding of the AI part, which is important. Second thing is data analytics. Today, in statistical data, people, they are missing, right? Why they are missing it? Because because data can churn the thing and they can turn the thing. It is very, very important how to analyze the data in the right perspective, right? And you know that even in I'm not a politician, but you know that how in our Indian politics, one side data has been churned in this way, and one side the data has been turned in this way. You understand about it in the lighter side. Third point is sustainability. Sustainability not for today, not for the 4-year course. Sustainability once they come out from that level, when nobody is there to help them, support them, how they are able to sustain themselves, which is important. Then, of course, what Shweta madam has said about it, digital marketing. Because now you have to market yourself. Gone are the days when you say, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. No, अब तो आपको बेचना पड़ता है. You have to sell yourself, which is important. Now gone are the days. Old theory is there. And then, design thinking. Apple, right? Steve Jobs, the pioneer who started the design thinking of Apple. Today, design thinking has become a main fulcrum. How you are able to put the design. This is very, very important. Then innovation management. Innovation management. How to manage the innovation in the right perspective in a minimum budget, and what you are going to provide after 10 years of the time. And that's why the AI Summit in India, which had happened, they have opened lot of avenues there. That you can find that the 7 years young boy, how the young boy is innovative. 11 years young boy, how they are innovative. So that innovation management is important. And that's why today, we as an educator, no, we are not totally exposed about it. But wherever we are being exposed, we should be parting the knowledge to them. And at the same time, we should be learning ourselves. Because whatever it is always said, you cannot encash your check twice in a bank. Whatever we have achieved it, we have encashed it. Now we have to prepare a new check for that to encash it. So we have to first learn. We have to simulate ourselves to understand the thing, which is very, very important. So that is all about it, ma'am. And we can discuss a lot because this is one of my very, very favorite subject, which I keep on talking.
Wonderfully explained, sir.
Fantastic,
Thank you
fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So who's next for question and answers? Anyone else have a question? Okay, while we are waiting, yeah, Shilpi, go ahead.
So I have a question for Dr. Rajput. First of all, thank you so much for sharing such valuable insights. Loved it. So, what in your view can educational institutions and industry do differently to create a more stronger and more meaningful partnership?
Fantastic, ma'am. So now taking the point from you, and today we are talking about entrepreneurship and education, right? I would like to highlight it here that every student should graduate with an entrepreneurial mindset, even if they choose the employment, because everybody cannot become a job provider. There has to be a job seeker and there has to be a job provider. But if you start making their mindset that they are the actual leader, so they will be able to adopt the thing, which is important. This is point number 1. So one thing which comes in my mind first is opportunity identification. So the institute should help the student that where the student mindset is, what is the opportunity he or she is able to gain, which is going to take on a longer level. Second thing is the business model development, right? Because again, when I talk of the entrepreneur, when I talk about the leadership, what type of the business model?
क्या तुम्हें क्या है तुम्हारे को रोटी बना दूंगी धो के अभी तो टाइम है
Please unmute.
AI का कमाल है. It is a technology anyhow. We should enjoy, and the humor is always there, right? Excellent. Then third is financial literacy. Today, why I'm saying so, very important subject, Shweta ma'am. Today, a child, because we all belongs to a respectable family, and we have seen that the parents, they start, sorry to say this word, please forgive me, they start spoiling the child. The child goes for the picnic, the child goes for the Domino pizza, the child goes for McDonald's. Child doesn't know how much money he is or she is spending, because the father feels very happy because the father doesn't have time, mother doesn't have time. So they feel that with this materialistic world, they are able to help the child for this thing. But in turn, they are spoiling it. But tomorrow, I always say, when you are going for a picnic along with your child, let the child should write till the time you started your car, what much of petrol you have added, how much, what the toll tax you have given, how much money you have given to the restaurant and all. Then he should give you the summary that father or mother, in these 3 days, you spent 75,000 rupees. This is in the hotel, this is in the car, this is the food and all. Then child will be able to understand that yes, finances are not so easily available, right? Finances has to be, it is a very, very tough part. So the financial literacy is another very important part, which somehow we are missing because we want to, in the bargain, we are putting the money there so that we are making our child happy, which is not a good part either. Another thing which is there, the risk management. That's why the word resilience comes. We should be encouraging that failure is not a stepping behind. Failure is always an experience. And if you are failing, it means you have done some work. The person who has not failed, he is sitting like a jumbo, right? Like a couch potato. So if you do, you will fail. But it is not every time. Don't make it as a habit. So do the things and think what APJ Abdul Kalam sir has said. Once you have failed, no problem. Think about it, what you have not added in that, so you became failed. So do the things in a different way, and then you will never be failed, because failure is a part and parcel of the life. And we always say, जब ठोकर लगती है तब भी हम आगे 2 कदम गिरते हैं, हम पीछे नहीं गिरते हैं. So that also says about it that we go further out. And then the objective to create, it is important. What is my objective? What I'm going to do it. So these are the things are there, Shweta madam, where I say that entrepreneurship and the education should come together and they should blend the thing which is important. And we all should be contributing it or inculcating it wherever we are, or we know that somewhere the things are missing, right? But that has to be taken care. Last point I'd like to say, there's a, sir, 1 minute, sir, but I'll take 1 minute. Last point is, when there is a PTM is there, people, they talk only about the marks because they start from the class 4, 5, 6 and all. No, talk about the capability and the capacity of that student. It is like an orchestra in the class now, right? Because in the orchestra, in the symphony, not orchestra, in the symphony, everybody plays a different role. And in that class, in that symphony, if a teacher or with an educator start building all the players, the instrument players in the right perspective, tomorrow, these guys, they will not feel frightened. They will not say, no, I have only 40%. But they will say, I am number 1 in the sport. I'm not 50%. I am a best chef in my entire school. These are the things are there which has to be encouraged. Because today, the perspective has changed. The world has changed. The arena has changed.
Absolutely.
Hope I have given answer. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much.
Fantastic. Simi Gulati.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir, so much for an insightful session. Dr. Rajput, again, I have a question for you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sure.
A very important topic as well. So my question is, as learning ecosystem evolve rapidly, how can we ensure that education remains relevant, not just to today's industry needs, but to the capabilities that tomorrow's economy will demand?
Okay. So, ma'am, again, I would like to say that technology, the challenge is that technology changes every few months, right? But the curriculum doesn't change every time, right? It takes its own time. You know that NIP 2020 guidelines has come. How much effort government is supposed to put on this thing, right? The change is there. And still, the basic thing is, how, again, I say that how to learn, what to learn, which way to learn, it is important in this today's ecosystem. And if you are able to put the things in the right perspective, we will be able to make the thing, we will be able to move the education from predicting careers to preparing the adaptable professional. This is my say, which I can say. It is very important to change this thing, the ecosystem, which is the need of the hour now.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for
Yeah.
insightful.
Thank you.
Anybody else with their questions? Okay, I've got a quick question for Girijaa ma'am. You talked about the Johari window. Now, one of the fundamental purposes of the Johari window is to be able for us to widen our arena, right? So, so what do you think? What are the steps we need to take to widen our arena?
So when we say we widen our arena, we want to make the open area bigger.
Correct,
That is
correct.
what
Yes.
I know about myself and what others know about me.
Correct.
That
Correct.
area
Yes.
should widen more and more.
Yes, yes.
So number one, get connected with more people so that you
Okay.
understand what they know about you, but they have never told you. So
Okay.
create that comfort level. It could be who are the people who won't confide with you. Either they are afraid, or there is a status difference, or they are depending on you for their livelihood. There is a generation gap. So these are the reasons where whatever their perspective, it may be true, it may not be true. But we should know that this is the perspective that people have about me. And then you've got to evaluate if it is true. And if it is true, you've got to change yourself so that you become more aware of it. And if you are aware that this person thinks about this about me, why is that perspective there? Even if it is not true, it is important to think about it. Why did I develop this perception? For example, if people think I'm proud, I may not be proud, but probably something, maybe I may be standoffish, or maybe I have a proud demeanor, or maybe I don't smile at people. What is it that gives that body language, or what is it that gives that people that impression? If I become aware of it, then I can correct myself. That's one.
Wonderful.
So the blind area is addressed. The second one is where I am aware, but others do not know. That is, then you have to self-examine. What is it about me that I'm afraid to tell people, or I shy away from telling people? Maybe some bad experiences in life. How do you look at them? Do you think that those happen because of your failure? Is that why you are hiding it? Or you don't want to let down people who are your relatives or friends, and you think that their image will be affected, so you do not want to say that? What is it? So wherever you can protect people's identity, but still people can get learning from your experience, you need to share more. So that improves your confidence, and also that area where people know less about you becomes less. So they begin to know you more, the challenges, the path that you have crossed in your life, the journey.
Yes.
They respect you for it, and they know whom to approach. They know to approach you if they have a similar issue. So you are more
Wonderful.
available to people. Then the next one is, which you also do not know, which others also do not know about you.
The
That
unknown,
is
yeah.
because we are always working in the similar circumstances. So if you expose yourself to new experiences, new adventures, new people, new courses, new education systems, new nations, new kind of food, everything new, new music, listen to new music, go for a talk show which you have not been listening to. Then you become aware of your own prejudices, your biases, your openness, and your awareness about what is happening in the world and the lack of awareness. So you can develop that.
Okay.
So these are the
Perfect.
ways in which you widen the
Perfect.
open.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we've had a wonderful question answer session, and I'm going to hand the baton back to Jyoti. So Jyoti, please take over the proceedings and conclude.
Yeah.
Sir, Milind sir, I just want to add one thing because
Please.
So when because over a period of time when I've seen maintaining the things and all, when I talk to the young minds, I said instead of preparing your resume or curriculum vitae through Chat GPT or through the LinkedIn, start putting the things, start preparing your entire, what are the things which you are able to do it, right? And how many podcasts you have done, what are the sources you have able to do it, how many team arrangements you have done it, right? So you have to make like a portfolio. 20 years back, when you go for some photo session, they used to have the portfolio preparation.
Correct. Yes.
In the today's requirement, nobody wants to know what other things are there. Everybody wants to know what extra you are able to do it. Right?
Absolutely.
So if
Yes.
As an educator, if you are able to teach to the student that be one of the leaders, start leading the things, not in taking a flag and saying Jindabad, Murdabad. No. Start helping the people, having the togetherness, so that you can build the system, which is important. This is a very, very important
Absolutely.
thing. And
Yes.
as an educator, if you are able to put the things, I think we'll be able to contribute to increase the competency level, which even Meenakshi madam has said about it. Because today we have to make the student more competent, because tomorrow, the next student is 100% more competent than the first student. And today the competition is not with somebody else. It is a competition with us only. What I am today, I have to be better for tomorrow. It's very important. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, most welcome. Most welcome.
I would like to say something, because there was this question about how can industries enhance the education experience of students. So we talked about in-plant training or internships that students need to be exposed to. But I have, in my own experience, a lot of engineering students, they are appointed in companies for 6 months or 1 year, they take internship. But they are there for namesake. The companies, many of the companies do not really take them seriously. Many of them have come and said, for 4 months, I was only taking photostat copies, Xerox copies, engineering graduates. So think of the time that the child is investing. Really think of a innovative solution that he can bring. Think of a problem that he can address. Give him that, give him the resources, people to guide him. Then you are giving the opportunity to develop. Just for the sake of a paper certificate, you are not allowing him to be a part of your internship. So that responsibility lies with the industry.
No, ma'am, I just want to add one thing, if with your due permission. Actually, that's what I said, that the academia people should go and spend their time in the industry.
Yes.
Because they only send the people there to have that internship. And then they said, my work is over. No, today the situation is, you should not be sitting in your cabin. You have to be like some other worker. Go and meet the industry people and try to see in 3 months of the time how my person is able to contribute there. And if they are not able to contribute, because in that way what will happen, the seniors will be able to help and support this intern, which is very important.
Very true.
Today they just leave it. They want the paper part. And wherever I'm telling you, wherever the senior, the HR person of this education system, they go and talk and they are spending the time. I have seen there is complete sea change is there.
Difference.
Shift is there. So which is very
that
important.
way, like you said, professors and teachers have to take ownership. Like syllabus cannot be changed by the government, but you have to see, you may be teaching gravitation, but are you using the principles where it is being applied? Are you talking about ISRO? Are you talking about rockets? Are you talking about what is happening today in the industry? How satellites are being launched, connected with the geopolitical orbit? So like this, everything that you talk about, you connect it with the real world. That is for the teacher to do. So everything cannot be prescribed and keep on changing in the curriculum. So that is a responsibility of the professor. Similarly, when the child goes to an institute, what are the skills he brings? What are his strengths? What are his issues that he would like the company to address? If he has a talk with the team where he is going to go and work, and then once in a while visits, probably on specific days with the permission of the organization, take some time and understand how the child has been progressing and what has been happening, not has been happening, then it happens.
Ma'am, here, you are right, ma'am. Here, one more point is, because why these challenges are coming, right? Because I have studied the people, and once again, I'm very candid to add it, there is a resistance to change. I don't want to change myself. I have 30 years of experience. My experience is bigger than this age of the student. He is just 20 years, 30 years I have taught it. This is point number one. The faculty skill gaps, madam. Believe you me, there are many faculties are there. They don't know, sorry to say, how to operate the ChatGPT or Cloud or Perplexity, and how to make the slide even right in from the Canva Pro, frankly speaking, which a small child can make it.
I also want to
basic
add,
curiosity has to be developed, right?
Yeah.
The
So
curiosity.
it is the professor has to develop himself or herself, which is important. Third thing is that technology adoption issue, which Coach Shweta was talking about. We have to adopt it. right? We cannot run in the ambassador car, right? Today there is a EV is there. There is so many other alternatives are there. We still feel that ambassador car, good, and start the car. Sorry, gone are the days, boss, where nothing is available now. So these are the things are there, which is very, very important, and very less industry participation. They said, I'm a big house. Why I should go? I have number 10, I am number 20. No. I will not go. You have to take out your jacket. You have to work like a basic person and to make the person understand, which is very important.
Very true. Very true. So you talked about reverse engineering. What is the end that you want to achieve? This is the output that I want. So what are the skills I need to develop? What is the knowledge that I have to develop? When you were talking, you talked about that.
Correct.
Thank you.
And one more thing is now, because being a part of Leadership Excellence Harvard, they said that it is reverse mentorship is very important. Absolutely. It is a very, very important subject. And believe you me, when I was heading that, I used to talk to the B Pharma graduates from Naiper and all that are from MBA, which have been from IM and all. What are the new things which you have learned? I want to learn from you, right? So there's no ego. There's nothing like that because they become my mentor for that half an hour of the time. So if you have this reverse mentorship, you will make the things in the same level and you'll be able to understand what they think, how this thinking process there. So ego will be there and you have to take out that E from that, then only you will be able to go. Thank you.
Great. Wonderful.
Shweta wants to say something.
Today's session is just like Arnab Goswami saying, keep speaking, the nation wants to know.
Yeah, freedom to speech. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, like Milind sir, Sonal ma'am, Jyoti ma'am, and Rajput sir, Girijaa ma'am, everyone who are here till now. 9:30 it's going to happen, and still you are here to have that independent spirit and learning spirit, open mindset. And lots of things I am also learning, like Rajput sir shared, Girijaa ma'am shared, Sonali ji shared. Yeah. Sonali ma'am is also shared wonderfully. So thank you so much, everyone, for being and building such kind of platform.
It was a delight to have you with us. Shweta? Yeah.
Over to you. Yeah.
Yeah, Jyoti?
Yeah. And now it's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. So first, a heartfelt thank you to our 4 wonderful speakers. Girijaa ma'am, thank you for sharing your thoughts on values, clarity, and purpose. Sonali ma'am, thank you for your powerful insights on adversity, resilience, and leadership. And Dr. Rajput sir, thank you for your valuable perspective on education, industry, integration, and modern learning ecosystems. And Coach Shweta Bajaj, thank you for sharing your thoughts on purposeful entrepreneurship, opportunity creation, MSME, and emerging founders. Thank you all for giving us your valuable time and being part of this special conversation. I would also like to thank all our participants for joining us, listening, and engaging, contributing to today's session. And a very special and heartfelt thank you to our co-founders, Milind Kher sir and Sonal sir. Good night, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Namaste. Good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for the
Thank you.
wonderful session.
Bye-bye.
Thoroughly
Thank
enjoyed.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
the
so much.
wonderful
Yes.
session.
Thanks, Anu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anurag.
Thank you for the opportunity, Milind sir. Thank you. Thank you, Jyoti.
Thank you, Girijaa ma'am.
ज्योति मैम, ज्योति मोरे,
Yeah.
उसका LinkedIn ID शेयर कर दीजिए ना प्लीज.
Yeah, I'll share.
Because I think I've tagged someone, but whom I tagged, because same name, I think 2-3 people are there. I just want to be sure I tagged you.
Yeah. I'll send you on a personal profile. I'll just send in.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Milind sir, thank you so much for the
Most
invite
welcome.
and absolute pleasure being here. Thank you.
And
Thank you, everyone.
I'm so glad you enjoyed. I'm so glad you enjoyed. Huh?
And Shweta, I heard you also. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sonali ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. You can call me Sonali.
Sonali. Sure.
Bye. We'll catch up. Bye.
Sure.
Thank you, Shilpi, for taking all the photographs. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
That's a very important job.
Very important job.
Yeah, yeah. Shilpi is smiling.
Jyoti ma'am, you can stop the
She,
recording.
Shilpi is the personification of my hashtag spread the smile. So